Hey everybody, Mark Edward Lewis here with Cinema Sound with another dose of how to do orchestral original music scoring. Here we're going to be talking about cello and bass and using diminished scales and a cool couple of intervals that John Williams uses all the time to make great suspense and melancholy. Let's roll. All right, we're here in Logic Pro, one of my favorite DAWs to do music in, and I've got a couple of libraries from Cinesamples that are up. Basically one that's the cello. Actually, this cello section is from ATIO. And then this is from Cinesample, the double bass legatos. And I have them put in octaves so you can do them together. So what's a diminished scale? Well, I'm going to play this here for you, even though we're going to look over this clip, but you'll see it here show up. A C diminished scale is basically a half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step. And it looks like this. And then a C again. So basically you've got the C, whole step, half step. And if you were a whole step, half step, all the way up. And if you were to play it as a chord, you would have that diminished scale. So what we do, what John Williams does, is he'll basically create what we like to say a major or minor sixth, and do it in such a way that it actually ends up landing on a string section's lowest string. So if you were doing it with violins, you would end up doing it, let's see, let me pull up violins and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Violins, something like this. Anyway, like that. But we're going to do it in basses for now and cello. And here we are. And here's kind of something that you can do. So low C is the lowest note for, studio basses and cello. So we would do something maybe like this, E flat. Let me just jump over here. The metronome. And then use that diminished scale as the note choices. And those are all notes from the diminished scale. So hopefully that gives you some ideas. I know you're reading a lot of ledger lines here, but here is what it looks like now that it's been put up an octave. For those of you who like bass clef, there's that minor sixth. And then the big drop to the low C. More diminished scales. And it's obviously a lot of motion for a scene that, there it comes again. That's a lot of motion, a lot of passion that you could slow the motion of it way down so that you didn't have to, you'd have to have a scene that was progressing pretty intently. Otherwise, you'd be something like this. A lot less motion. But this is kind of a cool way to use diminished scales and the beautiful low notes of cello, and of course, as I mentioned, violins and other stringed instruments to create suspense and maybe even a little anger. Try it yourself and see how it works out. Hopefully this has been useful for you. If so, please subscribe to our channel. We have hundreds of videos here for you to learn about audio and sound for your productions. And of course, come visit us at cinemasound.com, where we have even hundreds more articles and blogs and posts and education. We are the only fully comprehensive audio education online in the world for getting you from, I don't know how to use sound for my picture, all the way to delivering 5.1 Hollywood level standard exports. So please come visit us. Until then, we'll see you in post.
Even for yourself.